It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been truth. And then it all goes wrong. It all goes wrong. Riding along my automobile on Amerigo Vespucci.
Upon our people, the president also got funded several billion miles of the border wall. And he's made it clear, this should be no surprise to you, Wolf, or anyone else, he's made it clear for over a year now that he expects to get full border security in this year-end funding bill. This is not a dramatic request. This is mainstream common sense. How can you fund the government and not fund border security?
Let me get you. You're a close observer.
So, hello, America. How y'all been? So, Trump just coined the phrase peachy dory, which combines peachy keen and hunky dory. So, he's not really playing with the full deck of marbles there. It was somebody posted that. I don't know where they got it from, but there's a Rohingya Muslim genocide that's happening right now. The Rohingya Muslim genocide, 6,700 people have been killed. 6,700. So that's, two 9/11s. The most satellite documented genocide ever in world history, December 13th, 2018. This is 29 days ago. The House Republicans jumped on board with the Democrats' bipartisan resolution in the House of Representatives last year. They had a resolution that designated Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, the atrocities, the 6,700 deaths, which also there's been 700 to 1 million Rohingya Muslim refugees. So that's how many has been displaced total. They're in Cox's Bazar. They're hanging out in Bangladesh. 700,000 to 1 million Rohingya Muslim refugees have been caused by this genocide, the most satellite documented genocide ever in world history. 6,700 deaths has happened. So the whole world knows about this. The United Nations has said that it's an ongoing genocide. It is a genocide. Some Holocaust museum agreed also. This condemns the arrest of the two journalists who uncovered the genocide. So the House Republicans passes a resolution saying that this motherfucking genocide is a goddamn motherfucking genocide, not ethnic cleansing, not a free-for-all one-man gunman. It's a genocide. It's systemic murder of a specific group of people. Mass murder. And the resolution also says that the two journalists who uncovered the genocide are sitting in fucking jail. I want to say that it was Reuters journalists, so it's, part of the international outfit there. So they uncovered this genocide. They're sitting in jail, and so that just shows you that they don't want the rest of the world to know what the fuck is going on. This Aung San Suu Kyi and Mitch McConnell are best friends, so that should tell you something right there. When you're best friends with Mitch McConnell, you're probably not a good person. She's a piece of shit that's running Myanmar. Aung San Suu Kyi was also this poster child for the democracy or something. She was a female. She was elected in Myanmar. I guess everybody thought she was going to be, progressive and was going to actually be a populist and help the country. But no, she's genociding a portion of the country. And I want to say it has to do with the Buddhist majority. So they don't like Muslims, so they're genociding. Also, the president doesn't really care for Muslims, so he's, would turn a blind eye. This would be good public relations for the world. The empire just sitting by while fucking genocide happens. Man, for being the world's policeman, y'all kind of suck at it. So the vote was overwhelming. 394 votes voted in favor of it. There's 435 members of the House, so 394. So what is that? Fucking 90% of the House. One Republican opposed. 38 members abstained. So everybody fucking voted for it except for that one asshole, and then the 38 people, who was getting blowjobs from the interns. So 394 votes. 394 votes. So everybody agreed on this. All the House Republicans, all the House Democrats. Think of your House Republicans, Democrats. So that would be Scott Tipton for my block. He probably was the fucking GOP who opposed, though. And, you know, they all agreed on it. So that's, you know, the United States, a big house, one of the main branches of government. They all agreed on fucking something that's very rare. They ever agree on anything. That we've provided $300 million for the refugees, but Myanmar has blocked humanitarian aid. So we got $300 million waiting, you know, for the refugees. And actually one of the biggest refugee groups is from Burma because of this shit. Probably. I don't know. But $300 million for refugees. Myanmar's blocking the humanitarian aid, just like Israel blocks humanitarian aid into Palestine. So there's an international blockade. Israel has a blockade from everybody. Nobody else can fuck with Palestine. Nobody can give bread to the Palestinians. Every single calorie that goes into Palestine is counted. Anyways, that's a little bit update for the Rohingya Muslim genocide, right? And especially, one more comment. For all you fucking stupid fucks that's sitting there trying to push Donald Trump into Syrian war, the war machine got what the fuck they want. The war establishment was able to get him to extend it for 6 months. He said immediately we're going to get out of Syria. Once he fucking declares something like that, there's no really turning back, right? But then they said 30 days. And then they said 6 months. So, yeah, I guess militarily it's good to make it seem like it's going to be forever. Don't give a timetable. But get the fuck out of Dodge. He's fascism, American fascism. Trumpism is American fascism. So fascism has been unleashed all over the world. In our country, all over the world. And so fascism is, you do as I say or else violence will happen to you. That's what a fascist is. And so fascism is becoming the norm. Is it the authorities' fault? Was it the Border Patrol agents who killed Felix and Jacqueline? Or are we just going to blame the father who crossed illegally? Fascism. Why does Abu Ghraib happen? Fascism. So, fascism has been unleashed all over the world. We got 6 or 7 countries that we're bombing publicly. Libya, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Afghanistan, Pakistan maybe. Whatever, 6, 7 countries we're fucking bombing. And then we have 20 shadow wars in Africa. So we're starting 20 Vietnams in Africa, plus the 6 public wars, plus all the military bases everywhere. And then you motherfuckers want to sit there and say that Trump shouldn't stop himself from being a fucking fascist fuck? Is he supposed to permanently occupy Syria for the rest of all of fucking humanity? What, to curb Iran and Russia? We don't have any military bases in the... We own Iraq. We have a military... We got the Vatican. We got the fucking military base as big as the Vatican in Iraq. Iraq is ours. You know, I guess they were talking about kicking us out ever since Donald Trump went over there. So that'd be pretty fucked if we lose Iraq. They would have a right to, you know, overthrow us, I think. Why not just make them the 51st state? Kuwait, too. Any country that wants... Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico says they want to be a 51st state. Let's bring Puerto Rico in. Hurricane Maria was a 9/11. There's 3,000 people that was killed out there in Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. So for the Democrats to sit there and say that Trump with his Syrian withdrawal was fucking bullshit, and then everybody pretending they all love the Kurds, motherfucker, I've been Peshmerga the whole fucking time. Peshmerga, the Kurdish women, they're some of the baddest motherfucking women on the fucking planet. Peshmerga fucking forever. Kurdistan for fucking forever. Kurdistan had the referendum in 2017, 2 years ago. So Kurdistan had a referendum. 90% of everybody in Kurdistan wanted to be their own fucking country. Iraq takes 1/3 of the country that they said was theirs. Because they said, no, that's Iraq's. So there is a Kurdistan. But for some reason it's not on maps. I heard that Turkey got Google Maps to wipe Kurdistan out. The Kurds, fucking Saddam Hussein was gassing the Kurds. They've been a tool for American foreign policy for a while. They were forgotten about, right, after the first Iraq war, and then the Kurds were gassed. But then that's the reason why we killed Saddam Hussein, for the gassing of the Kurds. So, The fact that the Democrats want to sit there and tell Donald to be a bigger warmonger, to be a bigger fascist. These motherfuckers don't trust Donald to put on, a record for, a dance, let alone run the goddamn country, let alone run the fucking military-industrial complex. That's what? The ATV, the FBI, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard, National Guard, plus the Department of Education, Justice, Homeland Security. It was a lot of fascism. So, if Donald Trump wants to restrain himself from being a forever permanent war economy, permanent military-industrial complex machine until the day that we die and our children die and our grandchildren die for fucking generations, if we want the forever war, who gives a flying fuck, right? Palestinian kids are dying, 1 million dead in Iraq. Who gives a fuck? Osama bin Laden's already been killed. Saddam's dead. I think we got Hitler, but we got to make sure Germany, is subdued and Japan is subdued. I really believe that the rest of the world would welcome us, treating them as equals if we have to militarily dominate them. I would hate for it to come to something like that, but it's self-defense is intelligence. And the Rohingya Muslim genocide. If there's ever a reason to invade a country for humanitarian purposes, it's for an ongoing genocide. Says the United Nations, says the House Democrats and the Republicans. So you motherfuckers is all about war, more empire, never stop, never have peace, kill. How come you're not going into Myanmar? There's a genocide happening there. The only thing that stops bad men with guns is good men with guns, right? These colors don't run. If we're going to be the world's policemen, either be a good world's policeman or get the fuck out of the empire game. You're not good at it. You're not doing good. Just let the United Nations, no wars of aggression, and the United Nations can get a coalition to get into Myanmar. But unfortunately, the United Nations don't have any teeth unless the United States gets on board, so that's what the United Nations is about. They get upset about something, and then it's up to the United States to follow through with it. So anyways, that's a little bit about the Rohingya Muslim genocide.
Through their incredible sacrifice, our fallen heroes have achieved immortality.